unseemly, like post-nuclear war. Yeah, Jim's like, you know what, Dan? It actually looks like New York through the smog in the 70s. All of that air quality from those wildfires. Oh my gosh, look at the guy. Look at that main pole. Look at that screen. It's like, man, that's bad. Okay, listen. So getting back to the show. Sorry, distracted. I'm just a regular guy like you all. Listen. Should have done that. You are wrong. You are wrong, she said. That is not it. Then what does that sound? Are you done working out? That's the biggest Texas job. Don't you? So someone during the break on Facebook is always messaged me on the leg thing. Okay. Because quadriceps in shape. Reached out to me on Facebook and said, Dan, you are correct. I looked it up like you asked. I said, do me a favor, you got it right. Put this in your, do me a favorite search engine. Democrat scandal, Hillary Clinton scandal, Biden scandal, and just mark down a few dates. May take a few minutes. And then go and look and put in UFO story. And look at the dates on that. UFO story, we found UFOs. You'll notice that the dates, there's a correlation of like, in the Pearson product moment correlation, there's like 90% correlation between UFO stories and major Democrat scandals. Listen man, I'm not a big believer in quickie dates, so someone actually check this out. So this UFO story that popped the other day, and I applied the Bongino rule. I gave it a day to stew to see if it would go away, but it's just picking up steam. This guy in the military came out and said, listen, we have aliens perhaps in the pilots, which is only the biggest story in human history, right? I mean, is there a bigger story? Is there a bigger story out there if there are in fact alien beings and we have the bodies? Jim says, no, there isn't. He's right, there isn't a bigger story. But I'm kind of skeptical about it. So someone asked me, if you're skeptical, why are you wasting our time with this story? I'll give you an answer. Someone asked this in the podcast chat. Again, it's always 11 to 12 if you want to join right before the show. Rumble, live chat. A user by the name of Happy Ryan said, well, he's happy. We'll find out. He said, Dan, why are you wasting our time with this story? It's probably BS. Could be. It's like something happened. Who told me an amazing story. A story about a presidential candidate by the name of Donald J. Trump being spied on using the Pfizer funds. And I thought he was crazy. And I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. I thought he was crazy because I benefited. And I knew what it took to get someone prosecuted using the Pfizer funds. And I thought it was ridiculous to even suggest it. So I don't know your story. Having said that, I'm very scared. So let me play for this, Jim, if you would. Queue up for me. Cut 3. That's 3. Yeah. Here's Elizabeth Vargas, News Nation, and she's talking about what this guy from the Air Force is alleging may happen. It's a really serious charge. I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to tell you why I'm kind of skeptical about all this. Check this out.
UFOs exist. The U.S. government found quite a number of them, and they are indeed of non-human origin. Those are the explosive allegations from a former intelligence officer tonight in a whistleblower complaint that the Inspector General is taking very seriously. 36-year-old Air Force veteran David Grush is exposing what he calls a top-secret military program Inspector General has called Russia's complaint urgent and credible.
Urgent and credible. Guys emerging alien spacecraft and the pilots. Folks, that's again, they call it an enormous story, maybe understatement of the millennium. Now, let me tell you why, before I get to the next part, why I'm a little bit skeptical. Besides the fact that these stories coincidentally always seem to break Biden's scandal. Remember the last UFO story? When did it break? Right around the Chinese air surveillance balloon. Oh, look, UFOs! I swear this stuff is meant to distract everyone. I mean, it's like a first grade level science. Oh my gosh, look, we have alien aircraft. By the way, Biden got bribed for $5 million from Ukraine. Let's talk about aliens. But there's a couple of reasons outside. You're telling me we have alien craft and that we have recovered the pilots of them, that they've been sitting in the possession of governments around the world for development, and none of it is leaked information. Folks, I had a top secret SCI clearance in the federal government. It's one of the highest levels of clearance you can get. In my prior line of work, right? I will never forget walking into the Special Agent in Charge's office of the President's detail one day, where he briefed me in on a operation classified, I kid you not, at the highest level. He made me sign an NDA. I thought I had done something wrong. I had just come back from an overseas trip, and he said, we need you to take on this mission. Let's call it Mission X. I said, but I just got back from Mission Y. They said, we don't care. You're going to do Mission X, and it's so classified that only me and about 10 other people know about it. I said, wow, that's pretty cool. I walked out to the ellipse, left the OELD, and wasn't but gone 5 minutes from the SAC's office when someone called me and was like, hey, aren't you going on that mission? I was like, oh, hey, Barry, how'd you know about that? I thought it was like classified. Everybody knows. Folks, nobody keeps a secret. It's sad, but it's true. Nobody can keep a secret with me. So I'm just rationally want you to put this two and two together here. We have these objects, these aircraft, these spacecraft, whatever you want to call them, and the pilots, and nobody's managed to leak this out until now. Now, I've got friends, 3 specific ones, who are very, very good with interrogation and interview. I need very I think we get every interrogation school in the business from the Department of Defense on that. I call these guys human lie detectors. They don't even need a polygraph machine. It helps. But their interviewing skills are second to none. And I asked them to take a look from the flight for you. It's about 1 minute and 49, so it's a long cut for radio, but it's important. I asked them to watch this video and the body language off this Air Force officer here who claims to have information about a UFO, and to tell me what they thought. And bottom line up front, 2 out of 3 of them said, I don't believe it. The third one was like, it could be done. But 2 out of 3, just like me. 2 out of 3 bang. I know you what I said. I know you wait. One guy said, Dan, it's one thing I can't tolerate on the show, just saying. Sorry. It's part of the show. You have to deal with it. I want you to listen, and you tell me if you...
This guy's credible, James. You were trusted with the most intimate secrets. Yes.
Questioning Dowd's award-winning investigative journalist Ross Coulthart is reporting from his nation.
What do you think? These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, cold spacecraft if you will, non-human, solid origin vehicles that either landed or crashed. We have a spacecraft from another species. We did, how many? Quite a number. You're kidding. Now, I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of the program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was, in fact, a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Grush alleges the U.S. government has recovered non-human craft for decades. He's filed a whistleblower complaint saying he gave what he calls declassified proof to Congress and the Intelligence Community Inspector General. NewsNation has confirmed David Grush's credentials and resume. We've not seen or verified the alleged proof he says he's provided to investigators. He says he can't show us the proof for national security reasons. He also tells us he's not seen photos of the alleged craft himself, but has talked extensively with other intelligence officials who have.
Oh, okay. By the way, Michael on Facebook, he says, Dan, there's a reason that the aliens are done with it. Michael, you're absolutely very funny, and probably true. The red flag's on. Red flag's on. I have this evidence, but I can't show you. But I'll do an interview with you that'll be broadcast all over the cable news system. And I'm sorry, folks, it just doesn't make sense. And yes, there are photos of it, but I haven't seen them, but other people told me they saw them. I'm really sorry, but I'm not... The timing of this is just way too weird. Big, huge Biden scandal breaking out. United States government's woeful aerial assault from China based on surveillance balloon technology. And all of a sudden, the convenient narrative comes about, oh, you know what? It's not us, it's the aliens that did it. I'm sorry, I'm not. We've had this for years and haven't managed to reverse engineer it. We're still using the same, folks, we're still using the same flight technology to get the signals, correct? So, the air effect, the air induction to a jet engine, again, nothing's changed, right? It's like anti-gravitron device, I mean, it's just, I'm not telling you the guy's lying because I don't know. Maybe he did see it. I'm just saying I am skeptical. Whatever idea I can't show you, or I haven't seen it done, I do evidence. I don't do conjecture. So, but we talked about it. There's a possibility it may not be. And it's worth it. All right, I got more coming up next week.
Are you feeling trapped by your mounting credit card debt, making minimum payments month after month, only to see the balance barely budge? We understand how stressful it can be. But guess what? If you own a home, there's a smarter way to tackle that debt. It's time to unlock the power of being a homeowner. With American Financing, you can use the equity in your home to pay off your high-interest credit card debt. Imagine saying goodbye to those never-ending interest charges. The best part? Their customers are saving an average of $700 a month. Their salary-based mortgage consultants will walk you through your savings with no upfront fees, no obligations, and you could close in as fast as 10 days. And if you start now, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. The time to act is now. Don't wait another minute. American Financing. Call today. 888-994-7660. That's 888-994-7660. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 12334. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. On WSAU and WSAU.com.
Is your pavement showing signs of wear and tear? It's time to get a Jetline driveway. Jetline is the only local steel cutting business that brushes honesty on it, giving your driveway a more consistent finish using more products with longer lasting protection. Get on Jetline's schedule and take advantage of 10% off your residential driveway. Or steel cutting or scrap repair on residential driveways or commercial lots. Jetline will make your driveway look new again. Give us a call or get a free quote by visiting jet-black.com. I love yard sales. Everywhere you look are jackpots, smart, check out this wild abstract painting. I don't know the artist, but odds are this is worth big bucks. That's a quote from somebody's lunch. Well, bingo! These are obviously priceless ancient coins. This could be our winning ticket. Oh yeah, Miss Smarty Pants? Well, I just spotted a face in the hole. Look at this. And I'll say it's miniature sure. No thanks. That's full size. It's a
It's that next big win, that unbeatable hand, that lucky double. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, we can help. Call 1-800-GAMBLE-5. Text 850-8888 or visit wi-fightinggamblers.org. Gamble responsibly, and everyone's to win. A message from the Wisconsin Lottery. Springtime. The birds are singing, the flowers are blooming, and your plumbing is leaking.
I think we need some plumbing repairs.
Nah, it can wait till summer. Seems like someone isn't taking their plumbing seriously. Don't be like him. Call Mr. Rooter and let the professionals take care of it. We'll have your pipes flowing like new in no time. You think?
I told you we should have called Mr. Rooter.
Call Mr. Rooter and let the professionals take care of it. You hear the noise really want to experience your yard? Mr. Rooter has good news for you. Mr. Rooter can fix your sewer without tearing up your yard. That's right. Their trenchless sewer repair technology is like a ninja, silently fixing your pipes without leaving a trace. The experts at Mr. Rooter will save your yard from becoming a construction site and keep your yard looking like a paradise. Call Mr. Rooter today for a trenchless sewer repair. Mr. Rooter.
Get ready for an unforgettable summer experience. Stevens Point, June 27th through July 2nd. See golf legends in action as they battle it out at Century World. Plus, with free parking and kids 17 and under getting in free with a paying adult. It's an affordable day out for the whole family. Get your tickets now at uscnearopen.com. Don't miss the excitement.
233. The Dan Bongino Show.
So we're discussing because we need an emergency plan of action. If I ever have to announce for something, you hear Jim's voice, do not be disturbed. Probably okay. Paula locked herself out of the house. So I said to Jim, going out as Jim doesn't do it. Well, where'd you go? I don't know. 20 feet. But you never know. I could trip on the stairs or something. So I said, Jim, you need to have a pre-prepared segment. I think you should cover the life and times of Joe DeGrom. He loves DeGrom. I feel terrible for the guy. For a BAP audience out there in Texas and in the whole entire Texas market, I feel bad for him. The guy's a legend. But, man, an arm like Nolan Ryan's that's just made of rubber only comes along once in a generation. Nolan Rush, Satchel Paige, guy speaking of 152. Maybe it's the one who said, age is the mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. No, it matters. It matters. Arms like apples, listen, once in a generation. You realize the mechanical stress you put on a throwing arm when you're pitching at 95 and 100 miles an hour for 2 hours a night, once every 5 days? Do you have any idea the pressure being put on joints? I feel bad for the guy. Folks, I can't believe the dire headlines we're facing in the world today. Everywhere you look, things are falling apart. That's why the smartest investment you can make right now is in your family's food security. Here's the reality. You might not be able to find food when the next disaster strikes. Grocery stores will be empty because roads will be closed and trucks won't be able to make deliveries. When that happens, you need emergency food in full supply. Do what I did and have done multiple times. Get a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest preparedness company. I have one for every member of my family. Order today, you'll save $200 on each kit you need. Having these kits means your family will stay fed while others stand in food lines. Don't delay. Order your 3-month emergency food kit today and save $200 per kit. It's really easy to order. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com. You'll get fast and free shipping. Do it today or you'll regret it tomorrow. Get prepared, folks. Get prepared. Don't wait. mypatriotsupply.com.
Dan Bongino now. Sean Hannity at 2 on WSAU.
So we do have to talk about Pence and we don't have to go about anything, but Pence and Christie entered the race. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it in the next segment. Pence and Christie, spit it out. Because I'm not knocking them both. I know Mike Pence. He was very nice to me when he was the vice president.
He certainly has conservative bona fides behind him. I just go by the lane theory of politics. It's a pretty well-accepted theory out there that there's a specific lane you have to run it. The lanes marry up with specific classes of voters that typically vote the same way. Evangelicals, union workers, middle-class, college-educated white voters, black school choice moms. They vote the same way on issues, largely. So you've got to run in a lane. And I'm not sure what lane Pence and Christie are going to use that's going to help them beat Donald Trump. We'll talk more about that coming up after this.
I'm Anthony Imperato, president of Henry Repeating Arms. Patriotic Americans are looking to protect and provide for their families, now more than ever. Henry has over 200 rifles and shotguns to choose from, made in America or not made at all, and backed by a lifetime guarantee. Go to henryusa.com and order our free catalog, decals, and a list of dealers in your area. That's henryusa.com. Thank you, and God bless America.
If you're a timeshare owner, you're probably upset that your yearly dues continue to increase. With an A-plus rating at the BVB and over 900 five-star testimonials, Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. They're the only company you can trust, having helped over 18,000 owners legally and permanently. Call my friends today for a free, no-obligation consultation at 844-284-4864 or LoneStarTransfer.com.
Dan Bongino now. Meg Ellison tomorrow morning on WSAU.
At 1:30, a good afternoon. I'm Chris Conley, WSAU News. Nice and comfortable, 72 degrees. There's a battle over whether chocolate milk will be available in school cafeterias. Does it have too much sugar? A local congressman, Tom Tiffany, is weighing in as we hear from reporter Ted Allen.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has proposed a ban on elementary and middle schools serving chocolate and strawberry milk or allowing it with a modified amount of sugar starting in the 2025-26 school year. Northern Wisconsin Republican Representative Tom Tiffany tells WDJT-TV in Milwaukee he's introducing a bill that would require all schools to offer flavored milk. Tiffany says the Milk is Indisputably Liked by Kids Act, or MILK Act, was a response to what he considered to be overreach by the Biden administration. Ted Allen, WSAU News.
We told you yesterday that residents in Rib Mountain will be voting. The date is set for July 11th on whether or not they will incorporate as a village. It means that land could no longer be annexed by surrounding towns. We've also learned now that there will be an absentee voting period. It would start June 27th, but would not continue on 4th of July. We have those Canadian wildfires affecting air quality in the U.S. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says we've spoken with Canadian officials about it.
We have already deployed over 600 U.S. firefighters and personnel, as well as equipment like water bombers to help Canada battle the fires. We also have been in close touch with state and local leaders, including in Michigan, Illinois, and New York.
There are 400 separate wildfires burning in Canada, and only half of them are considered contained. Former Vice President Mike Pence enters the race for the White House.
Before God and my family, I'm announcing that I'm running for President of the United States of America.
Pence is the first former VP to run against a president that they served with in more than 80 years, and only the third ever to do so. It's 1:33 at WSAU. Now the News 9 forecast. Sunny and pleasant today, will be in the upper 70s, so a cool afternoon. Clear and chilly tonight, down to the mid-40s. During the day tomorrow, sunshine, comfortable again, upper 70s. For Friday, it'll be warmer. We'll get above 80, and during the afternoon and early evening on Friday, a chance of showers or thunderstorms, and we could still use the rain. Brewers rallied in the 10th to beat the Orioles 4-3. They're back in first place by a half game over the Pirates. Brewers and O's tonight. Game coverage begins at 6:05 here on the Brewers station, WSAU. I'm Chris Conley on Central Wisconsin's only local news station, AM 550, FM 99.9, and in Wausau, 95.1 FM, WSAU. Are you ready to make a splash this summer? Then look no further than boats from Power Pack in Marshfield and Herb Sales and Service in Tomahawk, powered by Mercury. #1 on the water. Mercury motors are known for their reliability and efficiency, so you can spend less time worrying and more time on the water. And with boats like Hurricane, Godfrey Pontoons, Sylvan, Starcraft, Smokercraft, and Mirocraft to choose from, there's a Mercury-powered boat for every type of water enthusiast. Fish, sea, speed, or float at Power Pack Motorsports in Marshfield or Herb Sales and Service in Tomahawk.
Never miss a game. Brewers have it.
The Brewers and Orioles tonight from American Family Field, starting at 6:05 on the Brewers station, WSAU.
If you can't watch the game, hear the Brewers on AM 550, FM 99.9 and 95.1. WSAU. Central Wisconsin's home for Dan Bongino. WSAU.
Have to get something off your mind? Call 8444-THE-USA and let Dan know. 844-484-3872. The Dan Bongino Show.
844-484-3872 is the number. 844-4-THE-USA. A lot of comments on the UFO story in the Facebook message feature here, which is interesting because the live chat during the podcast, which happens before the show, 11 to 12, in the live chat, we were smoking today. We had something like 50,000 people watching the show. And for the first time ever, when I was talking about the UFO, the live chat slowed down and we lost 500 people, which is weird. That never happens. Our show just continues to grow. So it's strange how it set off like a firestorm of comments here, and people in the live chat in the earlier show seem to be like, this is all crap. We're being, we're being just misled about this thing. By the way, a hat tip, big hat tip to the University of Wisconsin. All the students there, you know what that's about. If you're a P1, you get it. Michael, is he the recognizer? Michael H? Is he the House of Pain recognizer? Hit me up at House of Pain. You are, thanks. Yeah, look at your notes. You've got the recognizers there. Is he our House of Pain guy? If not, we may have to nominate him. Michael, you accept the job. You can answer that. Josh S. Josh has not gotten back to me, so he may be fired. Josh, you've got 5 minutes, or else Michael's in charge of House of Pain. All our P1s, whatever. So here's the problem. I subscribe, along with many others, because it makes sense, to the lanes theory of politics, because it just makes sense. You've got to run in a lane because the lane aligns with specific groups of voters who are going to vote in a certain direction. Now, the one dent in the lane theory of politics, which I will admit is a weakness, is there sometimes are transformative candidates that come along and create their own lane, i.e. Donald Trump. Donald Trump created a lane called the MAGA lane. That, I got to be honest with you, when it first started, I was like, I don't get it. I didn't even know what MAGA meant when it first was going on in like 2015, 2016. I'm like, I didn't even get it. I mean, I got what it meant, but I didn't understand it. What was it about? I didn't understand it. We had these traditional lanes in the past. You have the national security guy, i.e. like Tom Cotton type candidates, right? Then you have the economics guy, like Steve Forbes, right, who ran in the primary. Was it Steve Forbes who ran? Yeah, it was Forbes. Yeah, he ran. It was the flat tax. When he ran on flat tax. Then you have like the immigration guy in the past who was like the Ross Perot guy. You hear that sound? That's a sucking sound. The jobs leaving to come. Remember that? And then you had like the traditional, social conservative, i.e. the Mike Pence type, right? Yeah, Herman Cain in economics, 999, brilliant. People think in threes. It's a good tip for you to remember. People think in three. I don't know why. The issue Donald Trump had was Donald Trump had been on the Howard Stern show talking about this Playboy lifestyle, and a lot of people early on were like, no way this guy's going to get a bunch of evangelical voters, and he did. And issues that matter to them. issues that matter to them, i.e. abortion, even though he was never a social conservative, he appoints 3 people that overturned Roe v. Wade. It didn't make a lot of sense, but it works. As I say about Trump all the time, I don't want to date the guy. I just want a conservative president. I don't care if I even like his lifestyle. Someone wrote back on Twitter, Trump must be paying you. Trump's paying them. Jim, do I need Trump's money? No, I do not. Thank you. I'm not as rich as Trump, but I'm A-okay. You can check that out publicly if you'd like. I'll be fine. I don't need to get paid by anything. I'm good. And someone said, oh, you don't want your invites to Mar-a-Lago. Really? I've been to Mar-a-Lago about 3 or 4 times, and it never had anything to do with a Trump event. I went to dinner there one time with someone where I ran into Trump, by the way, but wasn't there with Trump. It was with a different guy who knew a guy at Fox. I went to Mar-a-Lago for the 2000 Mules premiere. It wasn't a Trump event. And I went there for a Lobster Fest fundraiser in Palm Beach County. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't go to a lot of these political events for a reason. Now, it's, you know, if it's newsworthy and I do want to get on the campaign trail for a day to do some coverage for you. But my opinions here are objective. Conservatism matters to me more than any specific candidate. And I think some of the knocks on Donald Trump are perfectly valid. I think there are a lot of distractions there. But I also can't argue with results. The Abraham Accords, the tax cuts, conservative justices on the Supreme Court that overturned Roe v. Wade, and massive amount of regulatory reform like we haven't seen in modern presidential history, that's real. So the question is, with that established record there, is there a lane for Mike Pence and Chris Christie? We've already discussed Vivek and DeSantis. DeSantis is obviously closing in on the polls in some of these places, and I believe right now is Trump's biggest threat. But what is Mike Pence's lane? Is it the social conservative lane? Folks, I'm not really sure that's going to fly. Because a lot of evangelical voters who, and religious voters and even Jewish voters on the Republican side, they saw Trump with the Abraham Accords. They saw the Supreme Court justices. I'm not sure Pence has a lane. Even less of a case is to be made for Chris Christie at this point. I'm not sure what his lane is at all or why he's in the race other than to attack Trump. He basically admitted it yesterday. He admitted it by not admitting it. Did you catch it, Jim? He was like, and for you out there in the media, he's probably talking about me, by the way, who keeps saying, Jim's nodding his head, like, no one's really saying this but us and a few other people out there in conservative talk shows. And for those of you out there saying I'm in this race only to go after Donald Trump, you're right. I'm in the lane he's in, which is the path to victory, which was a clever line. But Chris Christie doesn't, there's no evidence in the polling data Chris Christie has any chance to win. The DeSantis voters are pretty much locked in on Ron DeSantis. He's got a solid 20 to 30%, depending on the state, maybe more. Trump's got a solid 30 to 40%. Those voters, folks, are not moving. Everybody knows Trump, and everybody knows DeSantis. So where are Pence and Christie going to pillage votes from? You're talking about 60 to 70% of the electorate already locked up. It's simple math by plurality. There's just no path for them to win. Having said that, I welcome them in the race. I've competed in elections myself. Primaries are not good things. They're great things. I just wish we wouldn't be killing each other over these primaries. That's the only downside. I tweeted this out yesterday. Got some, negative feedback on it, but a lot of positive feedback too. Trina Pearson and others chimed in, and they agreed with me on this. That, folks, primaries are a good thing. We should embrace them. And you know what? This should be a good time. Politics within the Republican Party should be fun. We get to talk about our ideas. We're not arguing over whacking babies after they're born. We're only arguing over when we can limit abortion. We're all agreed tax cuts are great. Economic growth is good. This should be a good time. Primary races are awesome. I love them. I was in 3 of them. Every one of them was fun. Primaries are a good thing, but that's not what's happening right now. We're eating each other alive. The DeSantis people killing the Trump people on Twitter, the Trump people killing the DeSantis people, and basically everybody's redlining. What made vote for DeSantis if he wins? I'm not voting for Trump either. Why? Why again? Can you give me one candid, reasonable reason why you would prefer Joe Biden or RFK Jr. for that matter over DeSantis or Trump? It's crazy. It's crazy. So I tweeted out yesterday, and it's true, the insanity's spreading. In just the past week, I've been accused by a Trump supporter of being a DeSantis show, and by a DeSantis supporter of taking money from Trump. This just happened in the past week. Both of these claims are obviously absurdities, and I typically ignore them.
So your gamers are well down here.
Yeah, just the game.
You take it. It's gonna be rude.
Yeah. It's warm in here with all the air conditioning.
Right.
How doing, Richie?
Very good.
You're okay, but your mom is boring me, so I'm just saying.
Deeply appreciate that. I'll take your calls coming up next, 844 or the USA.
There's no denying it, gold is hot right now. Prices are soaring, and experts are predicting even more to come. Not so long ago, gold reached its all-time high of $2,069 an ounce, and now it's inching even closer to that number again. Bank of America, one of the largest banks in the world, is saying gold will rise further still to over $2,200 an ounce later this year. Well, gold is already a safety net for your hard-earned money, and now when the stock market is all over the place and the value of the dollar is uncertain, being safe really counts like never before. Noble Gold Investments is offering a 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin for any qualified IRA. A solid silver U.S. Mint issued coin celebrating our national parks free with every qualifying precious metals IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold Investments. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. This is the Dan Bongino Show on AM 550, FM 99.9 and 95.1, WSAU.
How far will the left go to win 2024? Will they send out more stimulus checks or give away trillions more to left-wing groups? The simple truth is they don't care if your retirement is eroded down to a fraction of its value. They just want to win. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I want to encourage you to diversify your 401k or IRA out of paper assets and into a physical gold IRA. And the only company I recommend for gold IRAs is conservative-owned Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word EDGE to 989898 to get their free info kit on gold IRAs. Do this now before Democrats have a chance to legislate away your life savings. Get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting EDGE to the number 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. So use your agency. Take action now. Text the word EDGE to the number 989898.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Become a member at Crystal Training Institute, the 82,000 square foot state-of-the-art multi-sport training facility in Mosinee. Contact us today for personal and group training information and visit crystaltraininginstitute.com for upcoming summer camp opportunities.
At Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive, we're getting you ready for the hog days of summer. Get away a brand new 2023 Harley-Davidson trike. Now through June 24th, go to Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive. Earn 25 points on your rewards club card to be entered to win hourly drawings. $10 rewards plays up to 4 times a day. Come in June 24th, where we'll be giving away a 2023 Harley-Davidson trike, along with 5 cash consolation winners. Roar into summer at Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive. It's Dad's turn to be celebrated at Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive Sunday, June 18th. Dads receive $10 rewards play after earning 25 slot points up to 4 times. They also are eligible to win hourly drawings for gifts fit for all fathers. Bust out your boards and start warming up. Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive will be having a co-ed Carnival tournament July 8th. Registration is only $20 per team and now open at the Rewards Club booth. Be one of the 32 teams to receive $10 rewards play just for showing up. Only at Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive, your place to play. For complete contest rules, see the Rewards Club booth at Ho-Chunk Gaming Inclusive. Must be 21 or older to participate and enter the casino floor.
Save big money in your next project and get 11% off. Transform your home with a new garage door from Ideal Door at Menards. We have 9x7 and 16x7 size doors across multiple styles in stock today. Right now, a non-insulated 9x7 garage door is starting as low as $334.99 after 11% rebate at Menards. Good through June 11th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
65 Americans a day die by gun suicide. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammunition. Help stop suicide. Learn more at infamfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Reading in the news this morning. The greatest cause of death
happen to have 100 million followers, then people actually go to your page, and then you can probably make $1 or $2 if 1 million people go to your site. And then look at all the ads and scroll down.
WSAU, Wausau, WSAU FM, Rudolph, Stevens Point, Marshfield, Wisconsin Rapids, and 95.1 FM, W236CO, Wausau.
Air quality. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The smoky haze from Canadian wildfires hitting dangerous levels at times in parts of the eastern U.S., including New York City and Philadelphia, with air quality alerts extending west to Detroit and south to North Carolina.
We are not getting out of this probably for the next 48 hours. What will change, though, is we'll see some easing in the discoloration and the mutation of the sky. But we can also see a shift from New York City a little bit further to the west, maybe parts of Pennsylvania, parts of Delaware, and even maybe into Maryland, where we see the particulate counts go up.
Fox Weather's Amy Freeze, White House spokeswoman Commander Pierre, says they're in touch with state and local officials. In addition to helping Canada, we have already deployed over 600 U.S. firefighters and personnel, as well as equipment like water bombers to help Canada battle the fires. She also says this is why the president has made climate change a priority. Former Vice President Mike Pence says President Biden has weakened America.
In many ways, our country has grown barely recognizable than just a few short years ago. There are crises everywhere.
Pledging to change that during an Iowa announcement of his candidacy, followed by his first interview, telling Fox News,
now more than ever, we need to offer a time-honored, proven conservative agenda to the American people, and that's what we'll be doing in this campaign.
He also says former President Trump was wrong to suggest Pence could overturn election results on the day of the Capitol riot. Also running,
we need new leadership for the changing economy. We need a leader who understands the real work that Americans do every day.
North Dakota Governor and former software CEO Doug Burgum says he has the right mix of private sector experience and small-town values. Pope Francis recovering from surgery to fix a hernia 2 years after having part of his colon removed.